When you're asleep, they're just getting started. John Romano, Dave Palumbo, After Hours.
It's Christmas week here at After Hours, guys, and welcome back. And we're here in the studio and on remote with Gregg Valentino and John Romano. Welcome back, guys. Merry Christmas. Or what? How did they delineate Merry Christmas, Happy New Year? Why isn't it Happy Christmas, Merry New Year? Is there any derivation of that?
It doesn't sound good.
Who made it Merry Christmas? Why can't it be Happy Christmas? Someone.
Linguists of the world figured it out.
Who puts the goddamn Arnold Classic in the winter? Who has us flying out to more snow in the winter and fucking in the summer we go to a hot place like Vegas? I don't understand it.
He says that every week.
I know. Great idea. I think it's turning 60. That's what it is, John.
That's why he forgets.
You know, Jimmy the Bull was supposed to dress up as Santa Claus. I had given him an assignment for today. Because he's off on Mondays now, which ironically is our day. Seems to be, well, at least today was going to be our day to record. And I said, Jimmy, you ready to do the show? He's like, oh, I forgot. I got back surgery. I'm like, wait a minute. You don't forget you have surgery. That's not like somebody. You could forget that you have like a dentist appointment. You could forget that you had a haircut appointment. You don't forget you got back surgery, you know? He's like, yeah. You're supposed to have it last week, and I couldn't get out of work in time, so I had to have it done today. He's acting like he's going for like, to get a pimple popped or something like that, the dermatologist.
That sounds like the dog ate my homework, one of those fucking things. You know what I'm saying? I'm having back surgery.
What do you think he's having done? I didn't even know he had a back problem. Did you?
I never heard that either. I don't know. Maybe he's just, I don't know. Maybe he's in one of his moods. Maybe he's Ebenezer Scrooge.
I think he's really having back surgery. Jimmy's not a liar, so weird.
No, I know. Jimmy's not a bullshitter. I'm just playing around.
He's a Marine. It's back surgery, dentist appointment, manicure, same fucking thing. I'm a Marine. That's what he's thinking.
And he goes to the Veterans Hospital, the vet there, so they probably have some like auto mechanic who's doing it on him, right?
That's exactly what it is. Holy Christ.
He's going to have a story about that too.
Yeah.
They fucking bent the needle and they were trying to put the IV in my arm. I don't understand it.
And it wasn't fully out and it cut me. I'm like, yo, you cut me, you fucker.
It does suck to have to get surgery on Christmas. You know what I mean?
He is such a fucking character, that guy.
I hate the weather up here. I'm moving down there. I said, Jimmy, you've been telling me he's been coming down to visit me for 3 years since I've been here. I haven't seen him yet. And
he was gonna come see me. I had a job for him. I've been a job.
I know. I told him to go live. I told him to go down there by you. I said the cost of living is nothing down there. I said go down there. John's got a job for you. I said you'll be all hooked up. What's your problem?
He agreed.
He's like my dad. That's why I get along so well with him. He can't leave his surroundings, even though he's not happy in his surroundings.
Oh man, that would have been that would have been the job of a lifetime, doing a construction project with Jimmy the Bull.
Oh my God, you guys would have been killing it. It would have been you would have been laughing your ass off all day long.
Him in South Carolina is like a pearl onion on a banana split.
But he would have loved it. He would have had his bike out. He could have rode the bike every day.
Oh yeah, he would have fallen in with. Yeah, but he would have been like, what a standout. He'd be here with his thick Huntington accent.
I wanted to ask you, what's the rules? I saw a couple of guys at the bagel store with wearing colors, on a motorcycle. They had the vests on. What's the rule with the MC? Is that if you have an MC on the back of your vest, what does that mean? That means motorcycle club, but is that a outlaw club or no?
No.
I thought you could only have colors if you have like if it means doesn't there's a certain meaning behind that?
You just can't wear anybody else's cut. You can only wear your own.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got to be yours.
MC just means you're a rider, I think. I'm not sure. I
What is
never
it?
asked him.
What'd you say, Greg?
I think it just means that you're part of a club. I don't think.
No, I know it means motorcycle club. I thought though that there was like certain rules, like that if you wear your colors out, it's like you're challenging I don't know. You could be in the wrong area. I don't know. If you get in someone else's territory, can't they get pissed off at you or something like that?
Yeah, if there's turf, I mean, if you're in an area that's controlled by, one group. And this is, of course, if they're, doing it like biker gang style.
Right.
And you're there, uninvited and from a rival gang, you're in trouble. You shouldn't be there. You're in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, but that's not got nothing to do with the MC, though. He's
No,
asking
the
about
MC.
the MC logo. I've seen it on a lot of different bikers.
I'd have too.
But you got to ask him to tell you the story about him driving a moped down in fucking Florida.
Who, Jimmy?
Yeah.
What do you know about that story?
I just know that he was driving a moped and some guy cut him off and he was chasing a van and he was kicked. And while he's on a moped, he's kicking the side of the van, telling the guy, get out of the car. Get out of the fucking car. You know what I mean? And he's on a moped, And I think he had a girl on the back, too. You gotta have him tell the story. I don't remember the whole thing, but because he gives me all these stories. I don't remember them all.
think that bodybuilders that ride motorcycles are out of their freaking minds. Because we're displaying our physiques on stage. I mean, you get road rash, you're done. I mean, not to mention you're not going to be able to train from the injuries, but I mean, road rash is a really bad thing to have happen if you're a bodybuilder.
Well, you get killed on them goddamn things. I'm sure we all know guys that have died. I know many guys have died on those bikes. You hit something, you could hit a curb and you'll fly off the fucking bike and go airborne. You know what I mean? I don't know. I could never ride one.
I'm going to start back up again.
Really? You're crazy.
Val and I are both getting bikes.
You're nuts. You're going to kill yourself. Remember when Jimmy fell? Remember he told us that story? It was like he was driving back drunk or something like that, and it was icy out, and it was snowing, and he had his bike, and he went down, and he just got back up and started riding. He went down at like 50 miles an hour, too.
He's been down a couple of times. I got 72 stitches from my one Harley crash in my calf.
Really?
Piece of my calf. I had bad road rash. I broke my wrist.
So why would you want to ride again? It's too dangerous. It's not that I don't trust you. It's the other people you can't trust out there.
Yeah, but there's danger in everything that you do. You can tear a pec bodybuilding. I mean, you're going to get hurt doing anything. If you're sane and you ride responsibly, you have a much less chance of that happening than if you ride very aggressively and with little regard or respect for the equipment.
Yeah.
But if you get a group of people, you get 6-8 people together on bikes that are cruising through the canyons, having a nice day. That's pretty safe, comparatively speaking.
What's the canyons?
It's safer than black diamond skiing in the wintertime.
What the fuck is black diamond? I don't even know what any of that shit is.
That's how they rate the difficulty in ski slopes.
Oh.
Black diamonds are like the most treacherous, lethal ski slope rating that you can get in skiing.
I've never got past the bunny slope, so I wouldn't know.
Who the fuck would want to go in the wintertime from cold weather here to like fucking colder weather, snow? You know what I mean? Like, I never understood that whole Aspen shit. You know what I mean? Like,
You know what? It's such an expensive ordeal. It's like, I think they were just into it because they could show everybody that they could spend the money.
Who are you talking about, Blackman?
When you go skiing, it's not like you go to the beach, you need a fucking towel and a Frisbee. All right, you go to the beach. To go skiing, you need $25,000 worth of shit right off the bat. You do boots, the lodge. You need the skis, the board, the bindings, the poles, the jacket, the pants, the underwear, the socks, the hat, the goggles, the warmers, the list is a mile fucking long. It's got to all be cool. It's got to all be the coolest shit, and you can't be seen dead. Not fucking Blackman would be seen dead in the lobby of like the Little Nell wearing the wrong, boot or the wrong fur coat or the wrong,
the ugly Christmas sweater.
Is it like so it's big business, John, in Aspen? I would think then.
And it's huge.
Oh yeah.
Because you got all these fucking rich people falling for it, and they, they got to outdo each other. Skiing is one of the most expensive sports you can get yourself into.
Oh yeah.
You could spend tens of thousands of dollars a year on just clothes.
And if you're not nice to the people, tip, you don't get your boots in the boot warmer, right?
Picture the bull going down a fucking hill on a ski. Get the fuck out of the way! He'd be stabbing people with the fucking poles.
Blackman had a snowboard because it was cooler than skiing. Because that's what his son did.
Him and Carlin Coker, Dr. Coker used to do that shit.
Yeah, he did.
He'd be on that snowboard.
Yeah, I used to go up there to Aspen and to run into him all the time up there.
Yeah.
Was he actually good, Blackman, at the snowboarding?
I don't know.
You know Steve Blackman. Imagine how good he could possibly be at snowboarding.
I think that they used to hang out at the lodge over there. They did. With the fucking big bonfire going inside and everything. That's what they did. They didn't go. And
wives and girlfriends had to be, all decked out with the fucking fur boots and the fur vest and the fur hat and the
fur bunnies,
diamonds,
snow bunny,
Rolex, and the, all of that shit.
And Aspen Airport is right. Isn't that a real pain in the ass to fly into too?
Yeah, no. The Aspen Airport's easy. It's any other airport's a pain in the ass because you got to drive over the freaking mountains to get there. So if you fly into Denver, you got to trip through the mountains to freaking get there.
But doesn't that Aspen Airport get closed a lot and flights canceled?
Yeah, because the snow's
of course, the snow. Bro, who the fuck wants to go in the winter to more snow? I don't know. Bro, I hate snow. I wish New York was tropical.
How come you haven't moved, Greg, down to Florida yet?
Because I got all whole family here.
Who?
You know what I mean?
Who's there?
My sister and her kids. I have my kids here. My kids live in my daughter lives with me. My niece lives with me. I got other people.
I didn't know they all live with you. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they all live with me.
Leave the key under the mat. Move to Florida.
There you go. You should go down here in the winter. Get a little winter house down here.
Yeah.
That's why I got no scuttle. Even if I made $1 million, these people would hit me for $1,000,001. I'd still be broke.
You could live. You need a break from all that. You could live at Dave's for a couple of months.
Holy Christ!
You could babysit my kids during the day when we're working.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, how cool! Look, could you imagine Logan and him hanging out all day?
Uncle Greg.
There you go.
Uncle Greg
coming down.
Oh, with the Hulk costume on? Are you kidding me?
I'll live in that 3-car garage.
They can start their own YouTube channel, my son and Greg.
Right, I was just going to say that. They'd have a social media. It would be like the Logan and Greg show. And it would be like Ren and Stimpy, only in real life.
Tyler would come in an extra day just to film their show, yeah. They play with toys and shit like that,
Yeah. And they just, he'll start telling them what's wrong with the toy,
I love it.
Forget Ryan. Have you seen that Ryan channel, the kid Ryan's World? No. Ryan's Toy Review? This kid, his parents started this YouTube channel for him. It's like, I probably is a goof. They are the wealthiest people on YouTube now. He's in Walmart. He has his own toy line now. He's on Nickelodeon, the kid. He has a show on there. The parents have expanded. They have like 6 or 7 channels now. And now they're getting the 2 baby twins involved. It's crazy the money they're making. They have like a full staff. They have offices now. They have editors. It used to be like they could barely speak English, the father. They would just be in a swimming pool like doing kooky stuff. Now they're like big bucks. I mean, crazy money. And you ask any kid
grows up,
they'll know who Ryan is, guaranteed.
I never heard of him. Bro, but when a kid grows up, what about like Honey Boo Boo? You know what I mean? That shit's funny when they're kids. You know what I mean? She's throwing farts and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this kid's parents are smart. The mother's was a teacher. The father's like an engineer. And they both retired. They're both not working. They're making millions, Greg. Millions and millions and millions.
You know what's so amazing about that? It's the beauty of the digital age is that there's no formula for that shit.
No.
There is no way to know what's going to go viral. You cannot predict it. Right. It's an absolute freak of social nature. Right. And remember the one with the woman and the kind of fat lady in the car with the Chewbacca mask, And she put that went for millions and millions and millions of people that went in front of. Where's the formula that supports the? No, could you redo that? Could you now go out and get a Chewbacca? I keep on saying Chewbacca. A Chewbacca mask and reproduce that? It's impossible. So the whatever that you just never know. So you just got to keep throwing shit up there, and who knows? I'm shocked. One of my biggest shocks in this whole industry is that Greg is not a viral sensation on YouTube. That to me defies every bit of logic that I've ever come to know. I cannot understand why he is not a viral entity.
That's because Gregg is not up with the media. Dude, I can't even do my own fucking Skype here. I'm on a flip phone.
That right there, film yourself saying that and freaking post it on Instagram. And you would blow up. I cannot believe that you're not a blow-up star.
I'm on a flip. Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. If you put cameras in this house, the shit that goes on here, if my niece was here, this is like the Munsters. And my niece is like the only one that's... Remember the Munsters? They're all fucked up, but they think Marilyn. Remember, she's fucked up. You know what I mean? Marilyn. But she was the normal one. Right. I got a niece here that's the normal one. Everybody else in this place.
Gregg's daughter is beating people up and headbutting people, And...
Oh, my daughter, fucking forget about it. She'll kill you. She's crazy. But the thing is, dude, I once wore a Sean Ray mask when I was with fucking Lee Priest. Ask him about that. That's what he,
No, you know what the thing is? That's why I got Gregg on here, John, because he has to be, he needs to be in his element. That's why, if my dad would have been like 7 years old, like right about now with the YouTube, he could have his own channel, right? My dad could do a video every day. He would talk for 2 hours.
Him and Valentino would have been hysterical.
He was born too early, my father. Yeah.
No, the two of them would have thrown off each other like crazy. Did you ever meet Sal, Gregg?
I don't think
no, I've seen him though through Dave's stuff, but I've never met him. No.
He's just the funniest, coolest guy ever. I mean, and so animated. Yeah. Remember when we came over, Dave, to tell him about we guys getting fired from
I forgot that. Oh my God.
He's drinking the Snapple, and he's like,
Did he offer you a glass of wine?
Yeah, no, he was like, that was the first time I ever actually formally met him. We were hanging out in his kitchen,
right?
And we were explaining the whole end of the MD dynasty. And he was taking it in, he was cracking jokes about Bleckman, remember?
Yeah, oh yeah. The funny thing about my dad was he needed to be the center of he needed to be the entertainment. So if you gave him his own show and just said, all right, Dad, this is what we're going to talk about this week, he'd go with it. Dad, you're going to paint a picture of someone this week. All right, you're going to sing a song this week. You're going to analyze the movie The Godfather this week. He could do anything. The versatility of the channel would have been great.
He'd be the guy at the wedding who took the mic.
Absolutely. Always gave the speech and sung a song. Yeah.
Right.
But you know what the problem is? Your father and I both. I still got a flip phone. You got to understand. I get my girlfriend's the one who gets me. I'm on this laptop thing here. I'm not modern. That's why I need to modernize. Dude, Dave, you said in a video last year, Gregg, you got to start doing videos. Go to Gregg's channel. That. I hadn't done one video since that, right? That's over a year ago.
That's why he's not viral, John. He doesn't do any videos.
Right. That's why. Dude, Instagram, I don't do any of that shit. I put up one a fucking month. And, my girlfriend's the one who does it because I don't have a flip phone.
Well, that's why I get you on here every week now, because now at least people can hear you ramble, and I think you'll build up an audience indirectly, You'll be able to branch off.
All you got to do is get on Instagram and Facebook and post this show on your page and just talk.
I do. I put it on. You see, I tag you guys.
Yeah.
I put the show on when I do it. But the thing is, I'm not good at working that shit, But when I do videos for Joe, they blow up. They get all hit. That gets all the hits over there.
People love you and hate you. It makes a big audience. You don't care which it is. You just want the audience.
John. I've been dying to ask you guys. I keep forgetting to ask you this question. I think a good topic because you have experience because you lived in California, and Gregg obviously is a New Yorker. A lot of people ask me this question, and I was wondering myself, how is the steroid scene different in Venice, California, in terms of how you got stuff, how you bought stuff, what was available, versus how you did it in New York, okay? Because there's a definite disparity, because when I went out to California for the first time, and I'm saying to myself, man, I would hate to live out here. I don't even know how I'd get my stuff. I don't think you can trust anyone out here. There's no, everyone's phony in California,
Wait a minute. You were there in a different time. You were there. It's already Disney World when you were there. John and I were there where it was the fucking Animal House, bro.
Right.
You know, it's a big difference.
Oh, that's right. You were there too, Greg. Yeah. So how would you say the difference was between obtaining steroids? But you were natural back then, so you really didn't.
I was natural, but let me tell you something. Those guys were all, there was camaraderie there, though. You know what I mean? There was little rivalries and stuff.
But what if you had to buy shit? How would you get your gear in California?
It was really easy because look, at that point in time, that was the epicenter of bodybuilding. Anybody was anybody in the entire world would come there. There were very few. Not that there weren't any, but there were very few guys who would stay at Diamond Gym or Bev's or what. The majority of the competing, universe was
top people, the top guys.
Everybody.
But weren't the cops kind of focused on that?
No, because you gotta understand. Back then, steroids were really only bodybuilders knew about it, and it wasn't. They weren't classified.
There was
the way they are today.
Even after 1990, it was still a bodybuilder specific thing. And in Venice, it was accepted. It was expected. There was no question that.
How would I get my cycle in Venice back then? How would you get your cycle?
Go up. I mean, I don't want to say names.
Dan Duchesne. I mean, who do you call?
First of all you have to do is talk to anybody that's big. It was all over the place out there. I mean, I actually saw. You hear stupid stories like this, but I actually saw needles, in the garbage at Gold's Gym. You're right there in a locker room. So it was everywhere. I mean, Kate Baxter, girls and guys, everybody got that shit. It was all over the place. You know what I mean? And shit back then. Again, I wasn't on stuff, but I know what the prices were, and stuff was cheap. Yeah. Like D-balls, guys were paying $10 a bottle or from real, but that was Seba D-ball. Yeah. It was, but it was a bodybuilder.
John, how did you get your cycle? What would you do?
Well, for a long time, I would go to Tijuana and buy this shit down there.
You got it yourself, okay?
Get it myself. When the law changed, in '90. Everybody had it. I mean, it was well. It's not fair. I mean, I'm John Romano. Everybody knows I'm not a cop. I'm not, looking to bust anybody. So shit would just come to me. I mean, more anywhere I went. When I lived in Orlando, when I lived in Virginia, when I lived in various places in California and New York, shit was coming my way almost the same week I got there. So when you're in bodybuilding, the shit finds you. I mean, it just does.
That's where I actually learned what steroids were. I really didn't know what they were when I went out there. Mike Zumpano, guys like that, had an office upstairs. Duchesne was in there, hanging around sometimes. Zumpano and Duchesne, everybody thinks Duchesne wrote the Underground Steroid Handbook by himself. He did not. He wrote it with Mike Zumpano.
Right. Mike Zumpano, did you ever go to Sunday school when in the back of Gold's Gym? Zumpano would hold class on Sundays in the corner in the back of the gym, and he would just teach about steroids, and that's where Duchesne got the idea for the book that they would collaborate.
Right.
They gave him an office. He was upstairs, past the bathrooms.
Yeah, he had an office there. But
upstairs. I've been in his office and stuff. I used to talk to him all the time. He was the one who actually told me what they were. He actually is the one who actually explained.
He taught Sunday school every weekend at Gold, and everybody used to go and listen to him.
Because there was no other place to get information, really.
No, but you got to remember, Dave, everybody was, big, right? So all you had to do, it was a camaraderie. If you were in a gym and you make friends and other bodybuilders and stuff, you can even do that now, The big guys in the gym, people want to know where can I find shit? Where you can find the biggest guys in the gym, make friends with them, and you'll find out where to get shit. You know what I mean?
And we had Dr. J. Cott, too. You could go to his office and get a prescription for anything.
Oh, there was, they had all that.
He loved young bodybuilder guys.
But wait a minute. You had Pete Siegel. Listen.
Yeah, Pete Siegel. Remember Pete?
Yeah, dude, I remember. Grimkowski used to break my balls, tell me I looked like him and shit.
Pete Siegel was on on the radio show a couple times.
He said you look like a jacked Pete Siegel. He told me.
Pete Siegel was a hypnotist. I don't know what he was back then, but I had him on the radio show as a hypnotist.
Remember we had him on?
He was a hypnotist.
Yeah.
I don't know if he sold drugs, but I mean, like, those guys all knew each other. So everything was a circle. Plus, not for nothing, but back then, even like here in New York, there were pharmacies that the pharmacist would actually sometimes, like, if you went in there, guys I knew would go to his pharmacy, like in Yonkers and shit like that. And, but it was even in LA. Some of the pharmacists would just give it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Back in the day, the drug reps used to stop at Gold's and drop off packages. They'd be on the desk,
I could tell you, Arnold used to go to this clinic where the girls were. I mean, you got to this, and the girls loved him, all the nurses and shit. And the one nurse would fucking hook him up. I know that for a fact because Leon Brown was telling me. Leon Brown would go with him, and he told me Leon Brown would sit in the back seat, and he said Arnold would drive, and he said I'd be like, shit in my pants because Arnold would be speeding around and shit with a fucking Volkswagen, you know what I mean? Going up them hills. He said Franco was fucking telling him, go faster, because he knew. He would tell me stories about how, like, fucking, he beat Franco, right? Leon Brown beat Franco for one of those shit. I think it was the Mr. World. And he said that Arnold used to break Franco's balls. Like they actually trained what's his name? Leon would actually train with Franco, right? And they wouldn't talk. Franco wouldn't talk to him because he was so upset that he lost to him in a show. And Arnold would go, "Oh, look, Franco, here comes Leon. Remember he beat you in that fucking world shit? Like, he would break his fucking balls. Leon, come over here." And then he would have Leon tell the story to everybody. And Leon. I don't know. You guys Leon.
Arnold loved me. Arnold loved me. I have a cell phone. Franco was very upset when I beat him. Very, very upset. Yeah, Greg. Leon's a great guy. I love Leon Brown. Actually, Leon Brown discovered Akeem Williams on the bus. Did you know that?
I'm good friends with Leon. Bro, I seen him at 63. I went to the gym to meet him, right? We were going out to dinner, me, him, his wife, and all, and he was like 63, 64 years old, and he had just done his chest for the fourth or fifth day in a row. You know what I mean? And that fucking thing was out here. He's like a national treasure for bodybuilding. A lot of these people, they don't know who it is. Yeah. Just like today, if you go to some of these baseball players, the Dominicans and shit, they have no idea who Don Mattingly was or Mickey Mantle. They're like, who? And you'd be like, dude, I can't believe, how could you be
true story. I took Leon Brown's phone one day because Leon was always telling me how he has Arnold's cell phone and that he can call him anytime. And I was distracting him with someone else. He was telling some story, and I'm going through his phone, and he actually had Arnold's cell phone in there. He did.
Oh yeah,
he absolutely did.
He talks to Arnold a lot. Arnold will be, if Arnold was at the Arnold Classic and he saw Leon, he'd stop everybody, tell the security guys, get him. Yeah. And Leon would walk around with him. I'm telling you that
Arnold is very loyal to his old friends.
He is very loyal. People don't understand that. I know the inside track to that. Leon was his very first friend here too. He just came over and he couldn't speak good English, but Leon knew who he was because he was already in the magazines, and he was telling me he was out, where they play chess in Venice, right. And Leon goes to him, "Oh shit, you're Arnold," and Arnold's like, "Come here," Arnold would actually go in Leon's apartment and wake him up at like 5 a.m. Come on, let's go. We're gonna go train.
And Leon liked to drink, so Leon was probably always hungover.
Leon still likes to drink.
Yeah, I know.
When I see him now, you could talk to him at fucking 9 a.m. in his fucking, don't light a match. But he's a nat, dude. I love him. I love him to death. He's a national treasure, and he's got the greatest Arnold stories you could ever imagine. He's fucking
all of the great Arnold stories.
But it's just that he gets so like amped when he tells them. It's hard to understand. You have to almost like slow him down. Arnold was telling me that, and it was funny because Arnold would come and he'd be like, "Whoa, well, hold on,
slow down, Leon. We don't know what you're talking about yet."
He's the kid whose best friend became famous.
Yeah.
And he's Can't fucking believe it.
And he started out, dude, he's a national treasure. He started out same thing, working out with like fucking sewer caps and shit like that. You know
He
what I
was
mean?
a beast back in the day, that guy.
He was
People
fucking
talked about him for
unbelievable.
years.
Yeah.
He was unbelievable. I love him.
They
I love
actually
him
gave him a pro card post is that the word? Post, he got grandfathered in, so to speak.
Well, wait a minute. He won so many shows
that he should have got a pro card. Yeah.
It's like Alessandro Save. He won in Mr. World. He won in Mr. Universe. He won. It's just that they finally gave Leon his recognition.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on, he beat Franco Columbu in a Mr. World and everything.
Yeah.
It's just and they always took him. Franco and Arnold always took him with them everywhere. Now I didn't like Franco personally, but
you didn't?
They always.
Why didn't you like Franco?
Because he hit on my ex-wife.
Oh, that's right. You told me that.
And he's a dick, though. And he wasn't the nicest guy. He was dude. The first time I introduced him to Alessandro Save, now I figured they're both Italian. They could speak Italian to each other.
Right.
The first thing he did was walked up and he grabbed Alessandro's shirt and he lifted up and said, "Let me see your abs," like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm like, dude, that's fucked up, bro. Don't do that shit. And I don't know. And, the whole hitting on my wife thing, he was just really bad.
Did you threaten him or something like that?
Yeah, I got mad because, wait a minute. I didn't care. At first, I was joking around with him.
Yeah.
But then he kind of was like almost pushing me away. And that's when I got mad. You know what I mean?
And what did you say to him?
I told him, "Fuck you. That's my fucking wife." I said, "Dude, I don't mind playing around." Because he asked her. We were at a private party. It was for Joe Gold's birthday. Now, I knew Joe Gold extremely well. He was a great guy. He used to break my balls in New York, out in L.A., and he used to tell me, "Bro, that's the man with the New York tan," because I was pale fucking white. You know what I mean? He called me the man with the New York tan. And then, but then we were at a party, and Schwarzenegger was there. Everybody was there. And there was like music, and Franco was talking to us, and he asked my wife to dance. And I said, "Well, if you're going to dance with her, you're going to dance with me, because after all, that's my wife, And I was playing around. And then he was like, "Yeah, all right, get out of here." Like, he was like treating me like that. And that's when I got mad, And I told him, "Fuck you," and they were pulling me away from it. I got really pissed off. Now, I know he was a boxer, but, dude, I wouldn't care. I would bite his fucking nose off. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit. And I can hang and bang. Oh, this was 1980.
Oh, this was a while ago. Okay.
88, maybe. Yeah, it was before there was an Arnold Classic shit.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. That's funny.
But he, there was I tell you, who used to drive me crazy? Andreas Cowling.
Really?
I was the tan at Gold because Joe Gold used to break my balls. So Gold's Gym had a tanning bed. You walk up the steps when you're going up to there's steps and steps. They had a tanning bed right there on a level right before you get to the second floor. So I used to go in that tanning bed, and the fucking bulbs, bro, they never changed the bulbs. They were like fluorescent bulbs. I'd be laying there for a fucking hour, and I got no tan. And fucking Joe Gold would still tell me, look at you, it's still, New York tan. So Andreas Cowling used to knock on the door. "I want to get in there." He has that fucking, you ever hear his voice? Yeah. "I want to get in there." He's got this whine, and he would drive me fucking crazy. So when I get out of there, I actually used to take fucking toilet paper and shit, and I'd wet it and I'd throw it up over. It was a half wall. It wasn't all the way up. So I would throw it over, and he'd go, "Hey!" Like that. Dude, he fucking drove me crazy. He was I don't know. But
how come you had a lot of run-ins with a lot of people, Greg? You notice that, John? He has so many problems with so many people.
No. I didn't have a problem with him like a fist fight thing.
No, I know,
but the thing with Columbo is he's a dick. Dude, I'll give you a great one. We all did this thing in I was with, it was me. It was for St. Jude's Hospital, and it was at Rockland Community College or something like that. And it was me. Bob Bonham was one of the guys who ran it, right? And it was an NPC, like a thing, but it was an event. So it was me, Kevin Levrone, what's her name? Linda Murray, Sandy Rinaldi, who was now she's Sandy Wilkerson, let's see, Mike Matarazzo. What the hell's the fucking Denise Rutowski?
Wow.
So many fucking. There was all of us, and Franco, and I don't think Vince Taylor was there. I can't remember, but there was a whole bunch. There's so many of us, and fucking Franco. It was the coldest day of the year, the coldest fucking day, and Ronaldo Snipes and what's his name was there too? The big fucking Kazmaier, and he left all of everybody. Took a limo there. Now, I was working the show with Bob Bonham, so I drove a Yukon there, and son of a bitch, Franco Columbu told the limo driver, it's just me. Let's go back. We'll go back to, and he stranded all those guys, Levrone.
Really?
So I had to take all of them in my car. That's when Matarazzo and I were going at it over the Howard Stern show. We had a big argument, him and I. In the front, Sandy Rinaldi was in the middle. I had Linda Murray in the back. I don't remember if Kevin Levrone was in the car. He was in the car next to us. It was because we had two Carlos. Bro, it was fucking nuts. You know what I mean? Matarazzo and I were going at it over the fucking, friendly. We were friends. So it was a friendly argument, but we were going at it over the Howard Stern show because he was saying to me, bro, I watched Howard Stern last night. It was the funniest thing. He wore a rubber wig and he made believe he had a head injury. So he would say all this fucked up shit. And it was the funniest thing. So I told him, oh yeah, I like when he has lesbian dialect. He has the lesbian, not dialect, dating game, lesbian dating game on. And he goes to me, what's funny about that? And I said, well, wait a minute. I said, he had an old lesbian, these hot girls. And when they would come out and they'd see it was an old lady, they would be like, oh, fuck, I don't want to be with her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And finally, this one lesbian, they hooked up. She picked whatever, contestant number 2, whatever. And I said it was funny because you could see the girl didn't want to be with her, and Howard's like amping it up. And he goes, I don't see what's funny about that. And I said, well, what's funny about a guy putting a rubber wig on his head, making him believe he got in a fucking car accident, and now he's in a wheelchair like this? And he goes, but that was funny. And I said, no, but that's not funny to me. He goes, well, what if you had a lesbian sister? I said, do you have a lesbian sister? He said, no. I said, but what do you give a shit? I mean,
he had a lesbian girlfriend, Greg. That's why, right?
I told him the lesbian girls, they got on there. They went on that show themselves to expose themselves. You understand? Right? So if they're upset about people laughing at that, because they're lesbian, whatever, and they weren't laughing because they were lesbian, they were laughing at the mismatch.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Course.
But Matarazzo was, we were going, and at one point I was arguing, I wasn't looking, and Sandy Rinaldi grabbed the wheel. You know what I mean? Because I'm in the oncoming traffic, and Matarazzo goes, "That's it, we're not talking till you're done." Until we get, because we all went to the diner.
She grabbed the wheel?
I think was there because I remember Vince Taylor came in and he was eating donuts, and Matarazzo was eating. He had a twin cheeseburger deluxe with a beer, and that was 3 or 4 weeks later was the Arnold Classic, and he was in it. Oh, dude, those are fucking. But Franco did the whole blow up the water bottle thing, and he had one of those rings with the little fucking pin in it, and like this. Nobody knows that.
He cheated, is what you're saying.
Yeah, he cheated. And he told
blowing that thing up is still fucking hard to do, though.
No, I agree, but he actually left everybody there, and it was the coldest fucking day.
Why do you think he did that, Greg? He thought he was better than everyone?
Yes, he's like that though. He's like that.
Yeah.
Dude, why was he on the beach with his so-called, when he passed away, he had his woman, whatever, a 28-year-old fucking whatever she was, his what do you call it? What the hell you call that?
Gumada?
Personal assistant or so. Yeah, I mean, I think it was just Gumad, because he sent everybody home and, he stayed with her. I don't know. He was crazy. Dude, I saw him when I introduced him to Alessandro. He was grabbing Rosetta, and he was telling Arnold, because Arnold was there. He's telling Arnold, look, I get the girls too, or whatever, some shit like that. Something fucked up. And Arnold's like, hey, fucking Franco, Arnold was making fun. And what's his name was there too? Ralph Moeller,
Yeah, they're all buddies.
But I introduced, ask Alessandro, he'll tell you.
Well, I forget who told me. I heard that Arnold on a talk show, or one of these guys, talking about how when Arnold would have all his buddies over, like Franco and Ralph, even in their 70s, he would make them pose. He'd be like, okay, Ralph, take off your shirt, hit the double bicep. Let's Franco, you hit one too. You know, how funny would that be to get footage of that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, think about, like, fucking, I'm introducing Mr. Italy and Mr. Italy, Mr. Europe, Mr. Europe, Mr.
It was a competition, Greg. Franco didn't like anyone.
The first thing Franco said because, you know, Alessandro was bulky and he's big. You know, Alessandro, for his height, is humongous. And the first thing Franco does, he lifts up the shirt, goes, let me see the. I'm like, dude, are you kidding me?
Well, he did that to you, too. He was disrespectful to you because you're also a short, thick guy,
Yeah, he would do shit to me. You know what I mean?
They would do that. They would all do that. That was their. If you're a bodybuilder, I mean, Arnold would call you out at any minute of the day. Let me see your arms look too small.
Yeah.
Dude,
stomach is too fat.
Yeah, if you're ripped and in shape, he wouldn't ask you to see your abs. He'd be like, look at these skinny arms. And if you're too big, he'd be like, let me see your abs because you wouldn't be in shape.
I pranked Arnold. I was in the bathroom, right? And he was at the sink, and I was I was taking a pee in the stall. I came out, and this is when I worked for Rob DiMaggio, right?
Right.
And Rob DiMaggio's assistant guy, I forgot his name, was there. And so I'm talking with Arnold at the sink, and I put my hand out. I said, look, I shake your hand, but I just had my hand on my dick. And Arnold goes, well, I'm not shaking hand then. And we're laughing. We're washing our hands. And this guy comes over that's a fucking with DiMaggio. You probably know him. He does his chemical shit there. You probably know who he is. Yeah. But anyway, he comes over and he goes, oh, you talking to Valentino? He goes, I'm here with him. I'm with the company. And he's going like this on Arnold's back. And I said, Arnold, he just washed his hands and he's wiping it off on your back. And Arnold was like, so fucking kid gets so the kid he gets so pissed off at me. He goes, fucking Valentino, that's not fucking true. Arnold, I didn't do that. I wasn't with my hand on your back. That's not true. Fucking Valentino, you fucking asshole. Why you tell him that? And I said, well, he knows I'm kidding. Relax. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he goes, Arnold, please, can I grab a picture with you? And Arnold says, yeah, sure. So the kid goes to get his phone. Arnold goes to me, let's get out of here. So we left. And he never got the picture. And then I got Patrick Schwarzenegger was coming. And I asked Arnold, where's Pat? And he goes, he's over here. So I know Patrick Schwarzenegger. So Patrick comes over, we're talking. And I get my girlfriend. Who always thinks like, oh, he's so hot. Patrick's so hot. And all that bullshit.
Yeah, I remember you told us the story. Yeah.
So I get Patrick. It's my girlfriend's birthday. My girlfriend's birthday is March 4th. And it's always fucking Arnold Classic. So I told Patrick, do me a favor, give my girlfriend a birthday kiss. And he goes over and he kisses her. And she's sitting there like this. And she can't fucking move. It was the fucking, it was like all stiff. And I'm like, you got a big mouth. And, I get him over here. You don't even say thanks for the kiss and shit like that. Like, normally your big mouth's always going. Now he comes over and you're like this or frozen. Like, you remember like Ralph Cramden, Kennecory Apple? You know what I mean? Chef for the future. Remember that? You remember that? You know what I'm talking about. It was
dating
crazy.
Yourself,
but,
so, John,
I know.
Christmas. What's on the menu?
I'm making lasagna.
Nice. What do you put? What's your ingredient list in the lasagna this year?
I make little tiny meatballs, and
really?
So in between the layers, you get little teeny tiny meatballs.
Yeah. And
I'm going to make the ricotta cheese myself because you can't get a decent batch here fucking anywhere. And,
they don't really have good Italian food in South Carolina at all, to be honest with you.
In my house, they have great Italian.
Well, yours. I'm saying you can't even go to a good restaurant there, right?
Wait, how do you make the ricotta? You throw I'm not trying to be funny, but you throw vinegar and milk or something like that?
Yeah, it's really simple. You take a gallon of milk and a quart of cream, put them together, you put it on the stove, you heat it up to 190 degrees, right at 190, pull it off the stove, you throw in a quarter of a cup of vinegar, swirl it around and leave it there. And then
sounds like a lot of lactose to me.
And salt. You need a tablespoon of salt too. And then in 5 minutes to 10 minutes, all the curds will be separated. And you just scoop them out, and that's it.
Now, where is most of the lactose? Is it in the leftover, the whey that's left behind, or is it in the curds?
The whey that's left over has almost no lactose in it. It's all in the cheese part.
You sure? I thought the lactose is in the whey. That's why whey isolate is so expensive because they got to remove the lactose.
I don't know. That's your department. I thought that. I thought it was
No, because you know what? Cheese doesn't bother my stomach as bad as milk does. And you're putting a lot of milk and cheese together. I mean, a lot of milk and whatever together. I'm thinking it's going to kill me, but ricotta cheese doesn't really bother me that much. So
cream and milk. Yeah. So you're probably right.
Maybe you're separating out the lactose a lot.
Yep. You're separating it out.
Maybe the vinegar.
And that cheese is so, Scott, if you ever, the taste of it is so much better than anything from the supermarket.
And it seemed pretty easy to make.
Simple. It's just, a lot, look, only Italian cooking I know how to do, and Greg, I know you're a great part of this. Jimmy, the same way. You just grow up, Nana's making something, Grandma's making something. Yeah. You just learn, you just absorb it, and then you just know how to do it, So for me, making the cheese, that's just part of the deal, Right. It's like
I knew it was vinegar and milk. I didn't know the cream though. That's great. Yeah. I love that. I think the vinegar does something to the lactose. I don't know.
It makes the curds and the whey separate.
Right.
The acidity.
It curdles the milk. But it has to be exactly 190 degrees.
It's the acid, your acid. The acid's destroying the protein, John. Non-acid washed.
In the Journal of Cheese Making, but the way isolate at the end is 17 times more bioavailable. And Twin was the first to market with 17 times more available milk solid.
Dude, we should, if us guys got together, the three of us, and we were doing a time with Jimmy the Bull, forget about it. Jimmy won't cook. He'll sit there with the wine and then start getting drunk and say, what are you doing with that? Put the meatballs in the gravy. You know what I mean? But
Jimmy, remember Jimmy cooked us? Did he cook us a dinner once on the TV show?
Not when I was there.
Yeah, he cooked. He brought something there. I forgot. He was cooking meatballs on a hot plate there in the studio for us. It was pretty good, actually.
Awesome.
Jimmy knows how to cook. Believe me.
Yeah,
Jimmy's favorite thing. I go out to eat with him. Is the bolognese. The bolognese sauce. He loves that fucking.
I think he just likes to say the word bolognese.
He does. The bolognese.
Bolognese. Yeah.
The bolognese over there.
Dude, you gotta have the bolognese sauce.
You gotta have balls to say bolognese.
But you know what though? He's one of the guineas that calls it sauce. Most of us New York Guineas call it gravy, right, John?
Gravy, yeah.
No, we call it. It depends if you're Sicilian or Italian.
I call it
gravy.
Overwhelmingly, the Sicilians say gravy, and the Italians say sauce. We grew up saying sauce. My mother's side all said gravy. They're all Sicilian.
Yeah,
we call it gravy here. I say gravy. Everybody's like, what?
Do you make your own sauce, Greg?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Dude, I'm a good cook. My girlfriend will tell you. Forget about it. I cook everything.
We should do a sauce cook-off between all of us.
Do you cook, Dave?
I can cook. I haven't really exercised or flexed my cooking muscles lately, but I got it built into me. It's genetic. You know that.
Yeah, dude. What do you call it, Dave? Do you call it does your family call it gravy?
It was
or
gravy.
Sauce?
Yeah, my grandmother called it gravy. You
she
want
was
gravy?
Sicilian. She was Sicilian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So
I'm not Sicilian, no.
Where are you from?
Abruzzi and Naples.
Naples.
You remember that book my father wrote, John, the Mafia Elitist Cookbook?
Yes.
Which wasn't really a cookbook; it was a fictional novel. In the book, the one of the main protagonists was the Abruzzi Strangler. Ironically enough, how's that for?
Yeah. I wish I had a copy of that.
I'll send you a copy. I got copies.
Oh, please! I would. Yeah. I never finished the whole thing.
My father wrote this mini-series. It was like Sopranos. It was called the Goomba Chronicles. It's like 8 episodes.
I love that.
I found it in my file cabinet. He never published it. I've never read it. It's like it could be like a lost work. It could be like finding Moby Dick in the closet.
You should publish that. You should publish
I know. It. We should turn it into a mini series and sell it to HBO or something like that.
Holy Christ!
Shit, yeah, man.
My mother was Northern Italian, though. My mother was from Genoa. My mother's Genoa. I always forget to mention that.
Yeah, you don't want to leave that out.
Yeah, see, I'm half Sicilian and half Neapolitan.
Yeah, that's me, John.
I'm Neapolitan. Of both worlds.
Yeah.
You got both cultures, intertwined.
Yeah. And cooking-wise, that avails you to a whole bunch of cool stuff.
You know what? When I went out there to Italy with Alessandro and Rosetta, to mention them again, they took us out there when they were working for Yamamoto. And they took us to all these restaurants there that everything was freshly made. I can't tell you how good the food was. it was like I was having flashbacks, like from my childhood. It was crazy how good the food was there. You cannot. No one's eating Italian food unless you've eaten like authentic home cooked food that's like grown, on the farm there. The wine is made in the back barn. I mean, it's like it's like you've never tasted food until you actually go and do that. And I'll tell you something.
I was supposed to go with Rosetta and Alessandro.
I've been to a lot of European countries. No other country has good food like Italy. It's unbelievable.
No way.
Spain, the food sucks. England, the food sucks.
Even here, who doesn't like, what's the most popular food? I mean, pizza, right? Spaghetti. Who doesn't like
But the food there, the pizza there is like, you can't describe it. I don't understand it. It has a different level of taste to it,
I have arguments with my girlfriend.
The ingredients. Yeah, it's the ingredients. Cook with good ingredients.
It's fresh.
And it's fresh. We lived like that upstate New York when I was a kid. My father made we made everything on the farm. We killed the animals, the pigs, the goats, the sheep, the milk. We had the goat's milk. We had chickens. We had we butchered our own animals for the meat. We had a pond with fish in it. We had giant gardens, so we canned tomatoes.
Wow.
And made all the vegetables, and we made our own.
We did the tomato thing here, but not.
I didn't know you really lived off the fat of the land, so to speak, John.
He made my dad made wine, beer, prosciutto, and other kind of cured like supersada and meats like that.
No wonder why you know how to do everything.
Well, you got no choice when you lived with him.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, my girlfriend's Mexican. We have arguments all the time because I tell her, look, I know a lot of Americans, they like Mexican food, but you cannot put that. How many pizza parlors are there in America? I mean, how many Italian restaurants?
Thousands and thousands.
You can't compare Italian food. There's nobody can compare. I'm sorry. I mean, I know I'm Italian, but still, I'm not. You can't compare Italian food with any other food. You know what I mean?
All right, so Greg, what's on your menu for Christmas? John said he's doing lasagna. What are you doing?
They like me to make the chicken parm because I make big chicken parms, chicken parmesan, penne, all that stuff. That's what's on there.
Nice.
We loved it.
I love chicken parm.
Dude, I could eat chicken parm all day, but I make them fucking big, and I put a lot of cheese on there, bro. I like it cheesy. A lot of sauce, a lot of cheese. I don't like when even pizza, when that shit's kind of orange looking, and it's just like, and it's real thin. It's like, I don't mind the crust being thin, but I got to have fucking, got to have a lot of cheese on there.
Have a mouthful.
And sauce, too. I like sauce on my pizza.
Me too. Both. I mean, cheese and the sauce.
Yeah.
You can't have it like, where it's like almost orangey and you can see the fucking. I mean, I don't like that, and I don't like a lot of garlic, bro.
No, I'm not allowed in the house if I eat too much garlic. I get kicked out.
I like pairing the chicken parm with raviolis.
I'm so hungry. I got to tell you, I'm so fucking hungry right now talking about this. I'm like salivating.
Chicken parm and a fresh raviolis from that place in New York that they put the ravioli store on the Italian place, and they make them right there.
Dave, you should come out with chicken parmelize. Chicken parmelize. Ravioli.
What's for dessert on your menu, John? Are you cooking? Are you making anything?
Cannolis.
They're my favorite.
Well, because I'm going to have all this ricotta left over.
I know, it's my favorite, and that's the real. Really. That's the real cannoli. The regatta cheese.
So it's got to serve dual purpose.
Yeah, the regatta cannolis are much more authentic than the what do they use? Cream cheese in the other ones?
Who the hell knows? I don't eat that shit.
Yeah.
Eat the Tadals and the
what are you having for dessert, Greg?
The Tadals, the Napoleons, cannolis, all Guinea shit.
Yeah.
And we also have like apple pies and all that shit. And
so how many people are going to be at your dinner?
And
where do you have it? Which relative?
I usually have it at my sister's house, which is right a couple blocks away from my house. But we have a lot of, it's all the families there, the whole family.
So how many people?
About 20.
You still do the big dinners. That's great.
Yeah, big dinner. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Awesome. I missed that.
You have the little card table for the kids to sit at.
It's funny. Now I'm sitting at the card. The fucking kids are they're not little though. The youngest.
No, it's funny with the card table. The little you always get the mom and the kids.
Yes.
So you need two little chairs for every.
Well, you get the old fucking senile one, the old senile Italian. My grandmother, my great grandmother, she was fucking. She was typical old Italian lady wearing all black and shit like that, fucking hair on the
like
chin.
You are right now, pretty much, right?
What's that? Oh, we were all, yeah, like me, right? But listen, she would go to give the kids. I was little. She'd give me, like, I'm 6 years old. She'd go to give me a candy. I'd look, she was fucking jagad in the head, you know? She would give me a mothball. And I'd be like, this ain't a candy. My father would take it. She'd be like, hey, you candy. And, you know, I'm over here looking. You know, I'm about to eat the fucking thing. My father's like, get that out of here. They thought they were she didn't know. She couldn't see anymore, you know.
Well, they had a candy that looked just like that.
Maybe
Well,
she
was
was
98 years
she
old.
didn't know what
thought
she
they
was
were
doing.
hard candy. You know what I mean?
My Aunt Connie would never
eat one
sit
herself. They were fucking mothballs.
The Italian women that put on the dinner, they never sit down. They
Right.
stand up the whole dinner. They put more in your plate. And they, you know, they get around to you. Yeah, what you need more. You know, my aunt, okay, she's the quintessential Italian, you know, mom, but oblivious. So she stands up the whole dinner, you know, and she's putting people's plates and everything. So my cousin Paula has her friend over across the table from her. My aunt's over here, Paula's over here, her friend's over there, and she says to her friend, you know, what do you think of? What did you think of a meatball or whatever? And the friend says, next to Aunt Connie, the friend says, oh, it was orgasmic. My Aunt Connie with the spoon in her hand, she goes, why? You didn't like it?
Orgasmic.
My father was always the one when they said, you want a little more, Sal? Because my father would eat for like 6 hours straight. He's a slow eater. Yeah, give me a little more, Ma. Give me a little more, Ma. A little more, Ma.
That's the way it is, though. And then later on, you're sitting there going, holy Christ, my stomach, right?
Yeah, you can't
keep
move.
eating because your mouth wants food, but your stomach fucking was done.
But
Then you think, then they bring the desserts out.
Pulling into the kitchen, they go, John, come here. Because you got to eat this. And I go, I'm stuffed. I can't freaking breathe. No, you got to do it. What am I going to do? I'm going to save 2 little forkfuls. You know?
But that's where your uncles tell the same story over and over and over again. And each time you hear it, it's still a little better. You
Now
know?
you're the uncle, right?
And they're able to
fuck,
set the
dude.
table with the big platter of the nuts and the dried fruit and the figs.
Oh,
and they're
shit, yeah.
cracking the
You
nuts.
had that too, yeah.
The walnuts.
How could you possibly put anything more into your body? And they're with one hand, they're cracking the nuts.
John.
They call me Two-Finger Al because I can, you know, squeeze. And he crushes the walnuts between his 2 fingers and falls, and he's picking the walnuts out, you know. And I'm like, I'm up to here with, you know.
Where did the walnut tradition come from? They all do the Italians do the walnuts with their nutcrackers.
The dried fig. They got the dried fig on the loop.
Dried fig, yeah.
The
My
necklace.
grandmother used to get the big, it was like on a rope or whatever the fuck that was.
A necklace, right?
Yeah, the necklace, John. But did you ever, my uncles used to put, like, they cut, like, oranges and lemons, and they put them in the oil and shit. Like, like a plate with oil and, like, pepper and shit. And they put them face down, and they'd eat that with oil. I'm like, you know.
Then they'd bring the desserts out. And then with the desserts, you'd have the anisette, right? And
the
coffee.
The anisette, yes.
And the espresso. You mix
Yes, the espresso. I don't drink any of that shit, but everybody else does.
Yeah, the alcohol never stopped flowing in that house.
That party and soda, you know, that red shit made from the artichokes to settle their stomach because they ate it. So
well, then everybody's got gas later on, right? Because they're mixing all different kinds of food.
And your grandparents always have one bathroom in the whole house. You ever noticed that?
Yes. Dude, I would go outside my grandmother's house and shit in the back. I'd shit in the back, you know what I mean? I'd shit behind the shed. I couldn't hold it. Everybody else is in the bathroom. I'm like, dude, I'm going to shit my pants in my grandmother. You know what I mean? Then I'm going to have my mother tell me, are you kidding me? You shit your pants? You know? I told them, they didn't know. I got to go outside. I got to get some fresh air. And I grab a bunch of the fucking napkins and I go back out. You know what I mean?
And the heat, right? The heat that was in the house, the amount of heat that was coming out of that kitchen and that heated the house.
Oh, yeah.
It was stifling. You only lasted about 15 minutes after the meal ended before everyone was sleeping on the couch, right?
Yeah. It was like a nursing home.
Snoring up a storm.
That's true. We would sleep on the couch.
And they would wake you up when the dessert was ready, right?
With your belt buckle undone.
Yeah. Right, they'd open the belt buckle.
No, you get the wooden spoon on top of the head. Pop! Like this. But the thing is, my father always wanted to have the dessert. As soon as it was done, my father's like, okay, where's the dessert? I'm like, holy Christ, right? You know what I mean? Like, if the dessert's coming out, and then you're mixing that shit. And he got
we have to wait. They'd have to make the coffee and all that clean up, and then it would be about a half hour. And then they bring after everyone woke up from their little nap, you know, and then they would eat the desserts for the rest of the night. Did they
What-
play cards in your house?
Huh?
No, we're just to listen to
They
stories.
used to gamble
all
in
the
my
time.
house. It was
They
a high stakes
played-
poker
they
games
played-
they'd have going
They
on.
played cards at my canasta. They played.
No, they used to play bingo. In my
Yeah, they played bingo.
Bingo.
They played everything.
No other
But-
ethnicity does this. Come on, man. It's only the
Dude, all
Italians.
the
that do
Italian
this
ladies,
shit.
my, you know, all from my mother to my grandmother, my aunts and everything, all the older Italian ladies, they'd be playing bingo and shit.
Yeah. Or cards. They play cards.
Yeah,
a
they
lot.
play cards too. I didn't play any of that shit.
Yeah.
I'd be laying in like this, keep going running outside to the shed. You know what I mean? Shitting behind the shed. But what were the ribbons? I forgot the name. We used to call them ribbons, but they were like fucking, you know, the Italian pastry like this. It's like, you know, and it's almost like made from the same shit a cannoli shell's made. It's all had the white flour, the white sugar on there.
Oh,
They're
yeah. What
Italian-
was that?
I don't-
Not the
Huh?
honey balls.
Oh, the honey balls. Who did? I mean, they all, yeah.
Honey balls are great, right?
They still have that shit now. Yeah,
I love those.
all that.
Yeah, we had this one called strufoli with these little like fried dough squares, you know, with the honey on it,
Yeah.
and
Oh.
Yeah, that's pretty much like the honey balls. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like that.
And they put the
Oh, yeah.
little colored sprinkles on them, right?
Yes, the little, but they had the round.
Round ones,
had
yeah,
the
round
round
ones.
colored sprinkles.
Yeah, you're right.
Not
The,
the,
the amount
not
of
the ice cream
food,
ones.
the amount of food brought to an Italian house for a holiday dinner is ridiculous. My mother was just telling me, you know how you brought enough? You can only ring the doorbell with your elbow. That's how you know you brought enough stuff. And do you remember those meals? I mean, come on, to be 20, 30
Of course.
people eating, there's enough food for 100.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and
And
they
you
would
all
always
take
complain
that
that they
shit
don't know
home.
if they have
And-
enough, right?
And these little old ladies, 3 feet tall, they've been cooking for days, okay? Days, getting ready for this thing. And no matter how much you ate, you weren't eating enough.
No. I love that they would send you home with food. It was great.
You
Everyone
only
got
had-
a care package.
You only had 2 cutlets. You can eat 3. You can eat 4. You're a growing boy, you know?
Yeah,
Well,
man.
guys, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas. Hopefully, you will have a peaceful, safe holiday. And that goes to all our listeners and viewers out there as well. Have a great holiday, even if you don't celebrate. You know, I know nothing's open on Christmas, so you got to almost have a holiday, whether you believe or not.
Right.
I think the movie theaters are open, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's some stuff open.
Yeah,
Where
the
I
movie's
live,
always
there's
open
even,
on
like,
Christmas.
Stores open and shit.
Hey, we should shout out to Dan Solomon. It's his birthday today.
It is Dan Solomon's birthday.
Oh
sir.
shit.
Yeah.
Hey Dan,
Happy birthday, Dan.
Baltimore Orioles suck. Dan's a huge Baltimore. Dude, Dan's a big Baltimore Orioles fan. Dan, I love you, bro. Much respect. But the Orioles do suck.
All right, well, guys, once again, this is our 10th year. I love you guys, man. It's great that I get to
Love
spend
you
some
too,
time
man.
with you, even if it's not on Christmas. This is our Christmas little celebration here. You helped us, and I think a lot of people out there probably relive a lot of their childhood, all these great foods and stuff that goes on. And I know all the different nationalities have their own little rituals. Luckily for us, we're all Italian, so we could all relate to what we went through in our childhood. I do miss that, though. I'm glad you're lucky, Greg, that you still have that to go to.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
I still have the whole the family. I'm the older one, but I'm the one now that has to handle all that shit.
Yeah.
We do. We got big gathering, you know.
Yeah, when my kids get a little older, I'll try to make it a little more traditional, I think, for them. Right now, they don't even know any better. You can order a Domino's pizza, they're happy.
You ought to bring them up here for Christmas and the
Yeah,
whole.
when I can't, if I go a half hour in the car with them, I want to go out of my mind. They're not good. They don't travel well, you know.
I remember,
Oh, come on. You haven't lived unless you've taken a 5-hour car ride with kids under the age of 3. Come on.
One of
Holy
these days,
Christ.
we'll get up there. All right, guys. As we always say here at After Hours, it's After Hours, and
Buon Natale.
have a great Christmas. We'll see you next week.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas. God